So, hello everyone. This is officially going to be the first video in this channel. Like, obviously, I've given the intro to this channel, like how things are going to go with this particular thing, but yeah, let's begin with it. So, I'm here to just initiate this channel by the topic, which is the same, that how this particular brain works in different scenarios in a person. Let's say you are a normal person living with your family, living with your children, your wife, your husband, and at that particular moment, according to you, your brain is working fine. Your brain is working peacefully, positively. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the same state of brain you are having should be correct or should be ideal for another person. Yeah, what I'm here, what I'm talking about here is that a brain state for one person shouldn't necessarily be ideal for another person. Let's say my brain says me that I like ice creams, but let's say there's another person who doesn't like ice cream, so his particular brain will not tend him to love ice cream. That's like the easiest example I can give here. The best real time example you can see this is unfortunately in psychopaths. And by psychopaths, I mean, let's take serial killers, basically. So, what do we see in these serial killers, basically? These serial killers, if you see, if you're a normal person, you are a positive person, you don't go for killing others and everything, you can obviously see these persons as psychopath because their brain tends them to do negative according to you. Yes, according to you. Because to that particular person, that particular serial killer, that particular psychopath, he is doing the right thing. You have to understand that. I'm not defending a psychopath or a serial killer. Obviously he or she doing such you know unholy things are crazy, but still, according to that particular person, the things he or she is doing is ideal, and that is wrong. That is so wrong, and that is one of the blunders of this brain, I can say. People say this brain is God's greatest creation, but I somewhat disagree, because this brain makes people to hate, makes people to kill, makes people to decrease their own population, decrease their own civilization, destroy their own civilization. But on the other hand, this brain makes people to love each other. This brain makes people to care for each other. And that's how humans basically came, evolving. And that's what I'm trying to say. Let's take an example of a serial killer here. All of you might have heard about Jeffrey Dahmer, right? He had a Netflix series too. That's that's pretty funny. But yeah, if you have seen that series, or in general you have known about Jeffrey Dahmer, he was a serial killer. I mean, I think he's still alive, but that's not the case we are talking about. You can see how his brain works, right? Because of course he's a he was homosexual. Apparently, I just watched the series, but yeah, he was homosexual. He lured his victims to his home and killed him, involved in sexual acts and everything. But the main thing here is Jeffrey Dahmer never thought that what he is doing is wrong. It's wrong for the society, it's wrong for his ideals and anything. For him, he fantasized everything, which means his particular brain tended him, his particular brain told him that do this and this is the right thing to do. There's a very beautiful saying says villains, don't, oh sorry, I forgot, it's something like villains, for a villain doing the harm is the right thing, right? And for the hero, doing the good thing is the right thing. And that's what I'm trying to say, that right and wrong are not universal. Yes, right and wrong are not at all universal. It depends. Just like you say comedy is subjective, I can say that doing the right thing is subjective. Now, again, coming back to Jeffrey Dahmer, you can see how his brain works here, right? You can see how his brain tends him to do, what he fantasizes. He fantasizes to kill others, to sexually, I can't even say that. So yeah, so that part, that ability of brain is so, you know, you can say it's bad, but it's so, fascinating part of the brain. It's really fascinating that how one's brain can tend one person to do such things. Now, like I told, for him, doing all those sin is the right thing. I mean, even if you see his interviews in the jail and everything, like when he got caught, you can see his interviews and all, and he just says that I fantasize to do those. I have no regret doing what I did, and that is really, really, really sad because according to us, according to normal behaving brains like us, that thing is literally a sin. It's a sin deserving a death. So yeah, now let's move on to another case about Issei Sagwa. I don't know how you pronounce this name, but yeah, if you heard about him, he was also kind of a serial killer. He belonged to a very rich family, but evidently he committed a lot of sin. Again, in the same case of Dahmer and this guy Sagwa, you can see the same linking of brain. You can see the same wiring of brain. That how, I mean, in both of these cases, they both fantasize to kill. If you don't know about Sagwa, even I think he pushed it even a bit. Like he did some killings and he was involved in cannibalism. Yeah, he did some cannibalistic activities. Like he killed and ate his victim, and yeah. So yeah, again I'm saying, now for us, eating another human being, or for any species eating another species of its same population, it's so grim, it's so horrible, so disgusting to hear. But again, this brain tends a person to do so. And again, if you see this guy's interviews later, he says the same thing, same thing, that my brain told me to do this and I never regretted it. I fantasized to do those activities I did, which is, yeah, again, so sad. So sad to hear all these cases. But I don't want you to get inspired by these cases, like my brain fantasizes me to do such things. No, no, don't go on that side. But what I'm trying to tell you is this brain, right? Is this brain. Like many of you, even I'm aspiring to become a doctor. Like I would in future, more in depth about brain and how things work and all. But at a very minimalistic level, this brain is not a boon at all. It's not at all a boon. In fact, it's a horrible bane too. Like you can see many examples of it, many examples of it, where people fell for the sins this brain tells them to do, which is so horrifying to hear. Now, I don't want to push this video off, a lot. So yeah, I think we'll wrap up here. A conclusion is of this video. I will just tell you that this brain is not at all good. Yeah, it's hard to hear. It's hard to take in, because from the very childhood we have heard that we got a brain which is so capacitive. It takes in a lot. It calculates a lot. It does so much of work That's why humans evolved so much than all these other, organisms. But I must tell you, this brain has come with a lot of, capabilities, but on the other hand, it has done a lot of sinful things. But as they say that, with good things, bad things always come. So, you know, you may not agree with this thing, but yeah, this brain is really, not at all a pure boon. So yeah, that's the summary I would say for this first video. And I know for a first video taking such topic like psychopaths and all, but I wanted to talk about this, and I hope if you got what I said, you know think about it, have your opinions, your thoughts. If you totally disagree with me, it's okay. I really like that. You can just tell in the comment section, and I would love to hear that. Or any opinion about anything what I said. You don't like it, you totally agree, you partially agree, or you didn't agree at all. Anything, just post it and I will read it. So yeah, that is enough for the first video, I guess. I will not take any more further time of you because obviously around 10 views for now is pretty enough for me. So yeah, that is it. I will really looking forward for your comments, and until then, he thinks, and so can every single one of you. Bye bye, guys.